You ever notice how a woman can look at a man for just 1 second and already know whether she feels something for him or not? It's not magic. It's not luck. It's psychology. Dark psychology. And today, I'm going to reveal the 10 male body signals women cannot resist, even if she pretends she doesn't care. Signals you might be sending without realizing how powerful they actually are. If you truly want to understand what triggers attraction inside a woman's subconscious mind, stay with me till the very end. Because the last one, almost every guy does it wrong, and it destroys attraction instantly. Let's begin. 1. The relaxed dominance walk. Women crave a man who moves with natural ease, like he's not in a rush, not desperate, and not trying too hard. A walk where your shoulders are open, your pace is steady, and you look like you own your space. Why does this hit so deep? Because to a woman's subconscious, a relaxed walk signals control, confidence, and emotional stability. Think about it. When you see a man rushing everywhere, constantly checking his phone, looking over his shoulder, what does that communicate? Anxiety, uncertainty, a man who's reacting to life instead of directing it. But when you move with purpose, with calm, deliberate steps, taking up space without apologizing for it, that's when women notice. Not because you're peacocking, not because you're putting on a show, but because genuine confidence has a rhythm to it that the female brain is hardwired to detect. She's watching how you move through the world because it tells her how you'll move through challenges, stress, and uncertainty. But what women really love isn't just the walk. It's what happens right after you stop walking. We'll get to that in a moment. 2. The slow head turn. You know that moment when a man turns his head to look at something, slowly, intentionally, instead of snapping around? That slow head turn gives off a vibe women interpret as, I observe, I notice, I'm present. It feels mysterious, controlled, intriguing. There's something primal about this. When predators move, they move with deliberation. When prey moves, they move with panic. A slow head turn says you're aware of your environment but unbothered by it. It communicates that you process the world from a position of security, not reactivity. Women are incredibly attuned to these micro-movements because their survival instincts have evolved to read body language at a level most men don't even realize exists. And trust me, women pick up on this immediately. They might not consciously think, wow, look at that controlled head movement, but something inside registers it, something ancient, something that says, this man is different. But the next signal? It's something your hands do, even when you think no one's watching. 3. The vein-showing hand flex. Women love masculine hands, but what they crave even more is when a man casually flexes his fingers, veins showing slightly, like he's unaware of his own physicality. It subtly displays strength, grounding, and capability. This isn't about showing off at the gym or deliberately flexing to impress someone. It's about the natural, unconscious moments when your masculinity shows through. When you grip a steering wheel with relaxed authority. When you open a jar without making it a big deal. When you adjust your watch or roll up your sleeves before getting to work. These moments reveal functional masculinity, the kind that actually solves problems and creates safety. This is why men who use their hands confidently, opening doors, adjusting a watch, rolling up sleeves, become instantly more attractive. Women are watching your hands because hands represent capability. Hands build, hands protect, hands create. And when a woman can imagine your hands being capable in the world, her attraction amplifies automatically. But your hands aren't the most powerful part. Your eyes are, especially when you use them like this. 4. The look away first, look back later technique. Women notice eye contact, but what gets them addicted is the moment you break eye contact first, as if you're in control of your attention, then look back after a second with calm confidence. It sends a silent message. I'm interested, but I'm not chasing. Most men make one of two mistakes with eye contact. Either they avoid it completely, signaling insecurity and weakness, or they hold it too long, making it intense and uncomfortable, signaling desperation or aggression. But the man who looks, breaks contact first without nervousness, then casually looks back, he's playing a different game entirely. It sparks curiosity. It makes a woman wonder, why does he seem so unmoved? Because here's the truth. Women are used to men staring too long, trying too hard, or looking away out of fear. But when you control the frame of the interaction by choosing when to engage and disengage your attention, you flip the script entirely. Suddenly, she's the one wondering if she's caught your interest. She's the one hoping you'll look back again. And that shift in dynamic, that's where attraction lives. But if you really want to make her feel magnetically pulled toward you, the next signal is even more powerful. 5. The quiet shoulder drop. Most men puff their chest when trying to look confident, but the real power is in letting your shoulders relax down, slowly. It shows you're comfortable in your body, comfortable in your surroundings, comfortable with her. Puffing your chest screams, "I'm trying to look tough." Relaxing your shoulders whispers, "I don't need to prove anything." And women hear that whisper loud and clear. Tension in the shoulders is a stress response. It signals vigilance, fear, or the need to defend. But when your shoulders drop, when your body language opens and softens without losing its structure, you communicate something deeply attractive. I'm secure here. I belong here. Nothing about this situation threatens me. Relaxation is sexy because it shows inner power, not forced dominance. It tells her that you're not performing masculinity, you're embodying it. And that difference? Women feel it in their gut. But speaking of dominance, the next body signal triggers something far deeper in a woman's instincts. 6. The protective posture shift. This is when a man subtly positions himself between a woman and something potentially uncomfortable, like a crowd, noise, or even cold wind. No exaggeration, no dramatic gestures, just a small shift of the body. Maybe you're walking down a busy street and you naturally move to the side closest to traffic. Maybe you're in a crowded bar and you angle your body to create a buffer between her and the chaos. Maybe it's cold outside and you shift slightly to block the wind. These aren't grand romantic gestures. They're instinctive acts of consideration and protection, and they hit differently than anything you could say. This taps directly into a woman's subconscious sense of safety and trust, two emotions that instantly amplify attraction. Because attraction isn't just about excitement and chemistry. It's about security and trust. When a woman feels safe with you, not just physically but emotionally, her guard drops. And when her guard drops, her heart opens. And trust me, the next signal is something you already do, but probably not intentionally. 7. The silent chin lift. Just a slight, almost unnoticeable lift of your chin. Not arrogance, not ego, just subtle confidence. Women read this as, "This man stands his ground." The chin lift is a territorial display that exists across cultures and throughout history. It's the gesture warriors made before battle. It's the posture leaders take when addressing their people. It's what happens naturally when a man feels certain about his position in the world. But here's the key. It has to be natural. If you force it, you look arrogant. If you overdo it, you look insecure. But when it happens organically, when your chin lifts just slightly because you genuinely feel grounded in who you are, women notice. It makes your face look sharper, your presence stronger, and your energy more masculine. It tells her, this man isn't easily moved. This man knows his worth. But attraction isn't just confidence. Sometimes it's contrast, which brings us to the next irresistible cue. 8. The focused stillness moment. Men who fidget, touch their pockets, tap their fingers, they leak nervous energy. But a man who can stay still, even for 3 seconds, gives off an aura women describe as mysterious, controlled, and intensely attractive. We live in an age of constant distraction. Everyone is fidgeting with their phones, adjusting their hair, looking around nervously. So when a woman encounters a man who can simply be still, who can sit in a moment without needing to fill it with movement or noise, it's magnetic. Stillness signals discipline, power, self-command. It says, I don't need external stimulation to feel okay. I'm complete within myself. And that level of self-possession is rare. She'll instinctively lean in, because women can't resist a man who looks like he knows exactly what he's doing. Because stillness isn't passivity, it's presence. And presence is one of the most attractive qualities a man can embody. And speaking of knowing what you're doing, the next body signal is the sexiest one men rarely use. 9. The voice before movement technique. This is when you speak before you move. For example, you say, "Come here for a second," before stepping forward. It signals leadership, direction, confidence. Most men either move without speaking, which can feel aimless, or speak while moving, which dilutes the impact. But when you speak first, then move with purpose, you're creating a frame. You're showing that your words have weight, that your intentions are clear, that you lead with communication and follow through with action. Women crave a male presence that feels both calm and assertive, and this simple sequence activates that feeling instantly. It's the difference between a man who reacts and a man who directs. And women are biologically wired to respond to masculine direction when it's delivered with calm certainty. But nothing, absolutely nothing, compares to the final signal. 10. The controlled emotional neutrality face. This is not a cold face, not a poker face, not a rude face. It's a face that is calm, grounded, emotionally steady. Women are drawn to men they can't immediately read. It creates curiosity, mystery, attraction. Your neutral expression should say, "I'm here, I'm centered, nothing throws me off." Most men wear their emotions on their face constantly, reacting to everything around them with visible stress, excitement, or anxiety. But when you can maintain calm neutrality, when your face doesn't betray every internal fluctuation, something powerful happens. Women start paying more attention. They begin wondering what you're thinking, what you're feeling, whether you're interested in them or not. This hits women the hardest because it activates the desire to understand you. And the more she wants to understand you, the more she feels pulled toward you. It creates a gravitational pull that logic can't explain. Because emotional neutrality isn't coldness, it's control. And control is deeply, magnetically attractive. If you want to become the man women remember long after you leave the room, practice these subtle signals. They're quiet, but they speak louder than anything you could ever say. These aren't tricks. They're not manipulation. They're simply the authentic expression of grounded masculine energy, the kind of energy that doesn't need to announce itself, the kind that doesn't seek validation, the kind that simply exists with quiet certainty. And when you embody that energy naturally, women will notice, not because you're trying, but because you're simply being the highest version of yourself. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. And don't forget to check out the other videos on this channel, especially if you want deeper truths, hidden psychology, and the real strategies women never talk about openly. I'll see you there.